Okay, well, welcome into Rockdown Detroit Lions breaking news edition with some Cameron Sutton updates. I reached out to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office through email, and I did finally receive an update with some other information that they will be getting me more information. It has to go through their public relations office. There were some things they could comment on, obviously some things they cannot during an active investigation. But I think the most important thing out of all of this is some of the information that we've gathered and in how it's starting to paint a little bit of a picture that's not so bright. And it's a little worrisome, right? So let's report the facts. The facts are the most important, and let's get everything out there as we know it right now. And I will be speaking, about alleged incidents, alleged victims, alleged perpetrators, and all of that will change once things come to light in the end. But first and foremost, the Chief Communications Officer, Amanda Granite, had a few things to say about the location, obviously, of the home and the situation that happened. A direct quote from Amanda Granite is, "We learned that this was, we learned that he was in a verbal altercation with an adult female at the home. And the home is located in the Lutz area, just north or situated north of Tampa, Florida." Second quote by Amanda Granite is, "That verbal altercation escalated to a physical altercation where the victim sustained multiple injuries to her neck, her head, her shoulders. That sparked the 911 call that came from the home." Third quote from Amanda Granite: "We do know he has a home in neighboring county here in Tampa. We reached out to him there. We reached out to him on his cell phone through an attorney. He could be in Florida. He could be up in Michigan. Never thought about him coming up to Michigan, but apparently that is a possibility." And during a phone call with Hillsborough County Sheriff Department, speaking to an individual, I won't mention his name, did say that Cam Sutton also has homes in neighboring states, one of which was Georgia. So there could be a potential that Cameron Sutton is somewhere outside of Florida already. The Detroit Lions obviously released a statement yesterday regarding Sutton's warrant. And it stated that we became aware of ongoing legal situation involving Cam Sutton this morning. We will continue to monitor the situation and will not have further comment at this time. The reason why that statement is important is because some of the questions that I have asked Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department to answer, I haven't gotten all the answers yet. And I'm expecting to get them. But here are the facts. The dates of the incident was March 7th, 2024. The location of the alleged incident occurred at a home in Lutz, Florida, just north of Tampa. And the date and time that the law enforcement's response to the reported crime scene and any subsequent contact methods, at the crime scene, the call came in at 4:30 a.m., and deputies were on scene by 4:52 a.m., so 22 minutes later, and Cam Sutton was not there. Question number 5 that I had asked was details regarding the filing of charges against Cameron Sutton. And their answer was he's currently wanted for domestic battery by strangulation. So all of the other reports that we have seen are not, is it Lutz? Apologize there. Lutz, whatever. All of the other reported, or alleged reported things that he's, wanted for, it's domestic battery by strangulation at this point. The 6th question that I asked were the date and filing of the warrant against Cameron Sutton. The warrant, this is their answer. The warrant was filed and approved the same day on March 7th. And again, there's reasons why this information is important. And part of investigating, being an investigative journalist, part of what I'm trying to, put together here is a timeline and to see, how things line up. I'm sure I'm not the only one doing this. They said that their office is extremely swamped because of this situation. Next question was the timeline of communication between law enforcement and the Detroit Lions organization leading up to the release of the warrant on March 20th, 2024. And I was advised that that information will have to be requested via the Public Records Department, and that question has been forwarded. All of these next questions have been forwarded to the Public Records Department for response. I was advised today that I should be receiving a response hopefully sometime by the end of today. Otherwise, it may come later on in the week. My next question was any available images captured by the license plate scanners that showing Cameron Sutton driving the mentioned vehicle, stopping for fuel, or leaving the state of Florida. Again, they referred me to the Public Records Department. Next question was assessment of potential foul play in the case in consideration of Cameron Sutton as a victim, potentially in this case. And their response was this will need to be requested via their Public Records Department. Next question was timeline of events from the initial intake call to subsequent actions taken in the investigation. And again, that will have to be referred to their Public Relations or Records Department. Last two questions here were, has any agent or representation or counsel contacted your office, being the Hillsborough Sheriff's Office, on behalf of Cam Sutton? So what I wanted to know here, has any lawyers reached out? Anybody outside the Lions organization? Any other friends or family of Cam Sutton? Anybody reached out? And I got an interesting answer, twofold answer. So their direct answer was our detectives had reached out to his attorney in the past 2 weeks and has not been able to get a hold of them. I find this very odd. An attorney has no reason not to call back the sheriff's office. Number one, under client-attorney privilege, he doesn't have to say anything. He just can't harbor a fugitive. So there's no reason why this attorney wouldn't call back. That doesn't make any sense unless this individual is not the attorney for Cam Sutton. Well, then you would think that that individual will definitely call back and say, hey, you got the wrong guy. I don't represent Cam. So it something stinks, doesn't it? Doesn't make any sense. Cam's missing, and now his supposed attorney won't even call the sheriff's office back. And then my last question, actually it was more of a statement, was trying to, ask what we can do to help, for the victims, for Cam Sutton, anything. Obviously, they just said to call 813-247-8200 with any information about Cameron Sutton, as you should know it. And I guess apparently be on the lookout for Cameron Sutton in Michigan. I never thought for 1 minute that he would be traveling up this way, but I guess there's a potential for anything. On a good note there, I wanted to end this on a good note. And I will be digging in, to more of this and getting more information. I think that it's important that we get the facts out there and, clear the air. Yeah, we have conversations about the what ifs and we go down conspiracy road, but that's what every good detective does too. That's how they find the information to piece together the puzzles. You have to ask the questions. You have to think outside the box. So on the forefront of change, I found this an interesting component to this type of a situation. There's a professor of criminology at the University of Miami named Alex Picaro, and he has studied the crime patterns in the NFL. And he has said through the studies he has participated in that players have committed less crime than the general population of men studied in that age bracket. And they have seen fewer instances since the NFL changed the way they handle domestic violence. You guys heard me speak to that yesterday. where, between 2010, 2014, there was, kind of this rash of incidents within the NFL, and the NFL stepped up and made some changes to how they handle things. And direct quote from Alex is this. He says, "We saw that crime went down and reports of domestic violence went down. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but they seem to be a much less frequent occurrence than they were, I'd say, probably between 2010 and 2015. So there's a good, I guess a good statement on behalf of the NFL that at least the things that they're doing is helping. The amount of support that they've offered to their players in more ways than just being a player in the NFL, whether it's financial education, utilizing the NFLPA for all of the resources to help these players become more educated. Young players getting tossed millions of dollars has its repercussions. Not everybody is equipped to handle the financial responsibility and burdens that come along with that. So I think that it's, I think that it's at least makes you feel a little bit better that maybe things are getting better for the NFL and for men around the country too. So, so let me, what are we explaining, Derek? I'm not sure what you're saying in there. Derek Struble. Yeah, right. There's definitely not some dude in this chat named Cam Sutton. I mean, come on, guys, let's get real. And if it is, dude, you got to turn yourself in, buddy. I mean, that's whoever made that account up. That's just not cool at all. Fresh and Fly says Cam is from Georgia, so it makes sense. Donovan Amos says Cam Sutton probably hates you right now. Probably. That's okay. This is what I do. This is what I signed up to do. And I'm going to do it. It's not just Lions all the time. It's everything encompassing Lions, and Rocked On Podcast Network is exactly that. So we're doing our best to get the facts out, and the facts are very simple in this case so far. The thing that, I want to go back to is this: why on earth has it taken this long to track this man down and or turn himself in? And why is his own attorney not calling back the sheriff's office? Doesn't make sense. I'm not going to rule out foul play. I certainly hope that's not the case. It just doesn't make any sense at all. None of this does. Shouldn't happen in the first place. But anyway, that's the update for today. I appreciate you guys joining in. As I get the rest of these answers, we will do another update, whether it's an off-the-cuff update or a Rise and Grind morning update. But as we get more answers, we will bring more information to you guys. There's a lot of people that are concerned about the situation. And, whether you're as fans or just concerned citizens, either one, we'll do our best to help keep everybody, up to date with the information. And I want to know more. I'm just interested, and I'm going to share it with everybody out there. For purposes of YouTube, these updates will not be monetized. I don't want to capitalize on the negativity. So these will not be monetized at all. I don't think that it's right. Maybe other channels can do that, but that's just not me. All right, y'all. That's really all I wanted to share today. And so Braylon Dennis, they did. That's what the warrant is, man. The warrant, it's an active warrant. But we'll get more information. I'll include that in my next question, and we'll go from there. So, all right, y'all, take care. Hopefully better news along the way. Maybe we get a free agent today. We'll see. All right, take care. Bye-bye.